I think this is exactly what we expected the administration to come out with. They needed to lay down a marker for the advocates who are very interested in getting a lot of progress made on immigration reform this year. Unfortunately, those of us that have worked in Congress know that this is an uphill battle on these things, and that part of the reason you even saw House Democrats pivot away from a big comprehensive piece of immigration legislation last Congress was because instead of giving everyone a reason to vote yes, it gives everyone a reason to vote no. And in the past, we've seen it collapse under its own weight. So while I think this is a great marker for the left and maybe indicative of in an ideal world where the Biden-Harris administration would want to go, I think this is a political exercise to show exactly what their position is, but it's not necessarily a lawmaking exercise. You're likely to lose some members on the far left, you're likely to lose members on the far right who just will never quite be able to get to a compromise position, but that compromise in the middle is where you can make legislation. And I think, especially DREAM, I think that should be the first step. We may see another Supreme Court hearing on this case that's coming up in the coming months. And at that point, it's not likely for DACA to survive a third round at the Supreme Court. So Congress needs to act. And I think a lot of Republicans want to be able to do that too. They don't want to see Dreamers getting deported. They want to find a path forward on a bipartisan basis that represents a compromise. This is a necessary political exercise without question. And you do have to lay down that marker. This is our starting point, and it can't be our end point, right? This piece of legislation that comes down, it will not be what's enacted into law. That's why you go through the legislative process and changes are made to try to find a formula that can pass. But it does mean a lot politically to say, in an ideal world, this is where we would be. There's a lot there to try to process in one bill. So by breaking it up, I think you give a better chance to sort of move something forward. And when we started moving these small individual bills, and I think if you can move the first one, which I think the first big one, which I think is DREAM, with some combination of security or something like that, that finds that compromise in the middle, that could break the dam and really show people that the world isn't going to end politically because we passed an immigration bill. And I think it will give more confidence to be able to move forward on these issues.